Yo, yes now, bless now, don't forget to rest now. There's Rocksteady. Kicking back, beating boo. Let me sort my volume out for you people. Testament, the second album, The New Order. I've got it playing in the background without the volume, it seems. Hold on. Eerie Inhabitants is track number 1. It's devoted to Nick. Nick, I'm not going to do you a disservice by mispronouncing your surname, but let me say thank you. Nick's popped up on the Patreon, said you got to check out more Testament. The New Order. Here we go. Second album, in my opinion, generally tends to be better than the first in the realms of thrash metal, purely as they find their stead and it seems these thrash metal bands always try to outdo themselves with the intensity, the technicality, the sound production, generally speaking, by the second album. So this is going to be a good one. Let's jump straight in, shall we? I'm excited. Let me see where we're at. Come on. Might have to sort a little bit, you know what? I ain't even got my interface plugged in. Have I, people? Have I? Right. Are we ready? Let's rock and roll. Come on. We're on. Shout out to everyone via the Patreon, by the way. At this point, my channel can run off of your recommendations, and you know what? When you're recommending acts like Testament and the grunge bands we've been through, I got a problem with that whatsoever. Some light noodling, some arpeggios, some sweet picking. I was never able to sweet pick very well, man. I gave it a good go, I could never do it. I could likely do some 3-string sweeps, but the 5-string and whatnot, too complex. I didn't have the technical capabilities. Eerie Inhabitants. I do like the title of this one. Here we go. We'll turn it up. Little bit anthraxy. Come on. Little bit of Hetfield in there. He was 20 when this album was out, and he was only 15 when he joined Testament. Who is that? Alex Skolnick? Is he the guitarist? Who is that? Very nice. Lose it. Hey, Joey's Gear says when he says I will see another day, that easily could be James Hetfield. I heard James Hetfield in the vocal. Also, a lot of people saying Big Five, a lot of people saying best metal ever, a lot of people saying best album ever. And somebody here, sorry to keep pausing people, and I know people hate it when I pause during the guitar solos. If you've just joined me here, I'm not a guitar solo head. I don't really care. I used to love lead guitars. Nowadays, I've heard so many thrash and shred guitar solos that I just like a rhythm. I like a riff more than a solo now. I am, God Bring Me Cake says Pantera was definitely influenced by this. That's a crazy statement, but 28 people have thumbed up. People said This Love. I don't really hear any Testament influence on Pantera. Heresy is pretty much their only song that sounds thrashy. Maybe Effing Hostile too. Interesting. Come on. Nice little cadence there to finish off with. Right, Eerie Inhabitants, what are my thoughts on that? It was an interesting start to the record. I want to hear some more speed. Alright, we've got track number 2, the title track, New Order, coming up. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Testament, The New Order. Alright, this is the title track, The New Order. Let's get a bit of speed in here, come on. Ignorant. Somebody here says Testament over Exodus. What do you reckon to that? What do you reckon to that? Someone says Testament equals Exodus. So it's Testament, Exodus, Bonded by Blood, New Order. Oh, they're on about... Brett, it's kind of mad actually, because I thought... There's a band called Bonded by Blood nowadays, isn't there? Is that the one? And then somebody finished it off with New Order. And I thought, New Order? Like the band New Order. This person prefers The Legacy over New Order. Someone says Testament is equal to Exodus. And someone says Testament is better than the Big Four. Wow. Wow. Bold statement. Come on. Done and dusted. Not a bad tune. I preferred that track to Eerie Inhabitants. I like the clean broken chord sections of Eerie Inhabitants, but New Order had a right stomp of that in it. When it was juttering at the start, dun, 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 with the snare hit on each and every one of the accented power chords. And then when dun, 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 that snare came in so powerful, so ignorant, very primitive. Trial by Fire coming up next. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Testament, the New Order. The second album by Testament is devoted to Nick via the Patreon, okay? We're starting off with a comment. Skull Production says, who the hell could hate this? This is the music of the gods. Thrash metal forever. This one's got the most views so far out of the 3 tunes we heard. Bit of a fan favourite maybe. Let's go. Trial by Fire it's entitled. I haven't heard this in forever. Used to annoy my mum with this band, says a commenter. Come on. Oh! Mosh! Quite punk rock. This band's really good for that driving, primitive, headbanging. Dun, 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 dun. Really good, really good. More of it. This band has its space in the mid-tempo, it seems. They're not the fastest band of all time from what I'm hearing, but that mid-tempo stomp is where they sort of you know, feel comfortable. Come on. Ooh, we got somebody here with a controversial one, it seems. Bismarck 3973 says, it sounds okay, all the songs sound similar. Why is Metallica the best thrash band on earth? Because each song in their earlier days was so effing amazing. One person could play a chord on an acoustic and they will know that's one of Metallica's songs. But saying that I love metal and all metal including Testament, I just think Metallica is the kings of thrash. 12 responses. Testament and Megadeth, the greatest thrash bands in no particular order. Metallica are suit and tie guys now. They never were thrash. They never was thrash. That's nonsense. Of course they were thrash. I'm grateful I grew up in the era when real metal was underground. Still is. Still is. Still is. Real metal is still underground. Like, you show your age and your naivety when you state that real metal isn't now underground. Bruh, go to... I don't know where you're based, but I'm in England, people. The underground music scene, whether it be punk rock, hardcore punk, metal, thrash metal, grindcore, power violence. I don't know about the, you know, electronic adjacent acts in the... Well, I do know about emo and all that. It's all correspondent. Emo bands, screamo bands, any sort of alternate counterculture, counter pop music-esque genre. Bruh, just go to your local DIY venue and you'll see nights on where these bands come over from wherever they come over from the world if they're not rooted in your local community. And you see that there definitely is an underground circuit for metal music. Extreme metal of all sorts. Even be it thrash metal. I think as far as thrash metal is concerned, the thrash bands are better at this point as far as underground is concerned within like the hardcore punk community. I think crossover thrash from a grassroots basis does a little better and has that underground feel. I don't think you can really pull off being like an 80s metal for metalheads thrash band and get too far at this point. But you tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong there. But over here in England, there's definitely there always was the punks and the thrashers. But over here, it seems like crossover is the way to go. Performing in front of, you know, the hardcore heads as well as the metal heads. And, you know, collaborating with both circuits and scenes. But that's the underground. I went on a tangent, but I just disagree with that so much. Let's get back to it. Ignorant. That was good. That was a great tune. There was a great variation of ideas going on there. The introduction of the bass line and then bringing the distortion in and then cutting back out to the bass line. That was nice. I like that a lot. Good tune. I mean, we're going to love this next one, Into the Pit. Into the pit, people. You can't complain with this one. Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget to rest now. Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to Testament. The New Order is the title of this tune. Well, it's not the title of the tune, it's the title of the record. Alright, the title of the track is Unforgettable. Into the Pit. Let's jump straight in. Come on. Lamb of God? What? Lamb of God ripped this one off, didn't they? But let's go to the comments. Lamb of God ripped that off. Look, Lamb of God turned that intro riff into an entire career. 7 replies. You're right, best choice ever. Facts. Holy yes, that's accurate. Underrated comment. LeMayo, you're right. Yeah. Bruh. First thing I heard was, what is it? Now you got something to die for. What? Is that right? Is that the right song? Come on. Here we go. Laid to rest. Laid to rest. Come on. Hard. Gang Chan. I would have finished it with one last into the pit. Then that was a good tune. A lot of people say it sounded like Metallica in the comments. Instrumentally, I didn't really think it sounded too much like Metallica at all. Somebody said it sounded like Cannibal Corpse, and then someone says, yeah, it sounds like the early records of Cannibal Corpse. Did it? Did it? You tell me. I definitely don't think that was the case. Let's keep on going. To think that Joke Hammett, Chuck and Steve via the same guitar teachers. Oh, my man called him Joke Hammett. That's disrespect. Hypnosis is coming up next, alright? See you there. Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget to rest now. Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Signing in. Hypnosis, title of this one. Could be an interlude. We're on track 5 of 10, so we're at the midway point, and this one's only 2 minutes 5. Could be an instrumental of sorts. There's only one way to find out. I do like a short tune thrown in the mix though, so let's find out, alright? What about that? Come on. Yeah, it's an instrumental, I believe. Little guitar, little twinkling guitar number. Personally, I'm not too fussed about instrumentals. Unless they're like full of riffs. When I was younger, I might have cared, honestly. It's all very egocentric to me now. I don't think they should devote an entire track of the record to a guy having a guitar solo over the top of a couple of guitar chords. I think it's a waste of time. As a guitarist myself, I can see why a guitarist would want to do that. And as a consumer of music, I can see why metalheads would want to hear it. But as a guitarist, I don't want to hear just guitar solos for the sake of it. I want to hear a little more structure, a little more meaning behind it. Disciples of the Watch, we're going to do this in the same video, alright? Let's go. Here we go, we faded out, now we're fading back in. Not a single bad song on this album, says AHD BW. Fusion Wizard, their best album to date. I mean, here's one for you. I think, essentially they're aligned, but I think Hypnosis / Disciples of the Watch should have just been on one track. They should have just had that guitar solo as like a bit of a long-winded intro and like have a 7-minute tune out of it. I think that would have been better and more unique. That was a bum note. You hear that? That was a bum note at the end. They went back. Anybody else hear that? Especially because there was delay. There's like a little bit of delay on that guitar, so you hear it a couple times over. Listen. Blah, blah. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Everybody in the comments on each and every song is referencing Metallica, Metallica, Metallica. Hard. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I want to hear that stab again. Ugh. Very good, very good. Very punchy kick. Very punchy kick in the mix. It's a guitarist band. It's not a drummer's band, is it? I was just having a think there. Who would I say this band instrumentally is engineered towards? It's a guitarist band. I would say, I'm looking at it through my lens. I would look at it as more of a rhythm guitarist band, but a lot of people love the lead guitars on the record. So, you know, I guess it's up for dispute. But I think there's some great riffs. The mid-tempo riffs are just quality. Right, let's keep going. The Preacher. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're listening to The New Order by Testament. This is track number 7 of 10 entitled The Preacher. Let's go. I mean, I do have something I want to say. I can hear the vocals, but people keep saying, "Oh, it sounds like this Metallica song. It sounds like that Metallica song." Somebody says this could have been a Metallica song, and I wouldn't notice. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think a lot of these riffs sound like Metallica riffs. I just don't. I don't think. Metallica don't do stuff like this. Come on.
In 1906, like the future predicts, the city will crumble to the bay. Then once it's fall, when the wolves go to war, peace will have to come another day. Dictating the war in the year 41, warfare will light up in the sky.
Baby.
Back in the car for the future for all, blinded by what's in his eyes.
I like that riff. Bosh. That was a good tune. As far as the view count is concerned, this has got the least out of like all of the songs we listened to so far. I thought it was good. And it was nice to hear a more short form number at 3 minutes 38, fitting enough material and enough complexity, enough structure into the song. Most definite. I thought it was pretty good. I like the gang vocals as well, to be honest. That wasn't too bad a tune. I mean, here we are. Arguably, this is going to be a little less of the fan favourite at 113,000 views. Nobody's Fault is coming up next. That track number 8 of 10. We're listening to Testament. Not testicles, people. Testament. Come on. Yo, yes now, bless now. Let me sort the Barnet out, people. Don't forget the rest now. Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. Bruh. We're listening to Testament. The New Order. Devoted to Nick P. The legend via the Patreon. He said, put us on to some thrash metal. This has been a good record. So far. Track 8 of 10, Nobody's Fault. Nobody's fault but mine. Anybody know that number? Nobody's fault but mine. It don't go like that, but do you know it? Great cover. It's a cover. Hold on. Is this a cover? Who's the original artist? Aerosmith? Have we already listened to this? Have we listened to the Aerosmith version? I don't remember much of the Aerosmith material we've listened to be honest. Off of the album Rocks. Nobody's Fault. How mad is that? Bruh, I don't need to hear the original to know Testament have made this one their own, cause Aerosmith ain't riffing like this. Aerosmith in performing in this manner. I'm getting a lot of related videos for Testament, The Ritual. Is that a good album by Testament? A lot of The Ritual records and songs coming up. The rock and roll rhythm was Aerosmith. Sounded a bit Guns N' Roses with their like lead guitar shred and whatnot, and the more aggressive, higher vocal of the fella. Not saying it was higher than Steven Tyler, but you know what I mean. Sounded a bit Axl Rose-ish. People mentioned that in the comments. It did sound more Guns N' Roses. I can't comment too much because I don't know the original, so I don't know as to whether they completely butchered that. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. Day of Reckoning coming up next, track number 4. Alright, let's get back to the music. Please don't stop the music. Yes, now bless, now don't forget the rest. Now Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. A Day of Reckoning is the title of this one. Track number 9 or 10. Shout out to Nick who recommended this one. Let's go. Dissonant. Into the pit. Hard. I like this band. I like this band. I like how they haven't emphasised on the whole who's the fastest sort of thrash for thrash sake. approach to things. They're very mid-tempo, very stompy, very driving, very full frontal, very very primitive in the kit, and I like that. I like the drummer a lot. I like the drummer's choice of performance. Very good. Let's finish this record off with Musical Death. Okay, let's keep going. Yes, now bless. Now don't forget the rest. Now Des Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. We're going to finish this record off with Musical Death. Okay, let's jump straight in. Come on. The New Order, track 10 of 10. It's an instrumental to finish off. Did we need an instrumental to finish off? Not really. Not really. Great bass guitar tone. Where are we going? It was tasty, 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 tasty. That was Musical Death, a dirge. It was pretty good. You know what, as far as instrumentals, I didn't want to hear one to finish off, but I like the variation, the back and forth between the clean and the distortion. Yeah, honestly, I don't have too much to say about that. I wanted to mosh, couldn't really mosh. Let's finish this off with a review, yeah? An overview and the final rating of what I thought of this record. So once again, this was devoted to Nick, my man. Thank you for recommending that. That was via the Patreon. it was a pretty good record. I'm going to tell you my final thoughts in a moment. I'll see you there. Yo. Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget to rest now. Des Rocksteady, king of the Pit TV. We just listened to the record, The New Order by Testament. 10 tracks. It was recommended on the Patreon by Nick. Nick, I'm going to try to pronounce your name because it's Nick Sarogiannis86. I want to give full respect. My apologies if I mispronounced that. He said you got to check out Testament's second record. So it was relatively brief, 40 minutes. That's good for me. That's what I want. I don't want to hear 50 minutes of thrash for the most part. I generally don't want to hear 50 minutes worth of thrash. 20 minutes worth of thrash, sort of like, it's not, I can't take it serious. 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Arguably like 35 minutes, 45 minutes, probably the best. Probably the best. Crossover record, I could give 30 minutes. Now, a lot of references in the commentary. Everybody thinks this band sounds like Metallica. I picked up initially the Metallica reference. In the vocals, everyone in the comments talk about the tone of the guitars and stuff. I didn't really pick up on that as much. But I don't know if they were musicians. If they were musicians, I can understand that. If they weren't, there's a possibility that they meant sort of like the riffing and the actual tonality and the actual, sound the guitars were making through everything, theoretically, which would be a little more understandable. When this record started, we heard Eerie Inhabitants, which is track number 1. It got me settled in. I thought, alright, I'm looking forward to what's coming up. Wasn't the greatest of songs. It wasn't bad, but I was like, okay, let's see what's coming up. This is Testament. People argue this should have been the Big Five. Testament. 1988. Whoa. And Justice for All's been put out. Whoa. Let's hear what Testament have got to bring to the table. And after track number 1, I'm thinking, alright, let's hear something fast. Let's hear one of the thrash numbers. Anyway, by track number 2, I heard the primitive, I heard the ignorant, I heard the mid-tempo this band produces. Ignorant, great. This band exists, at least on this record, within the mid-tempo. Not within the high-paced, speed freak, crossover, punk, slam dance, push pit, craziness. This one's for the headbangers. Mid-tempo stomping through a lot of this music, through a lot of these tunes. And I rate it. I like that style of riffing. Very good. Very good indeed. Lead guitars. A lot of people were rating that Alex guy on guitar. I don't really think he held a candle. I knew he was young on the record, so fair shot. I'm not hating. I think the music was good, the lead guitar was good and all that. I thought it was relatively basic guitar soloing, especially in comparison to some of their peers, in other metal bands of the time. I don't really think this guy was anything special. Riffs were good. Drumming wasn't technical, but I say that in the best way. There was no fluff. The drummer knew what beat to play and how to play it. Wasn't messing around. Very powerful drumming. I like that. I did like that. Vocally, it was just thrash metal vocals to me. Didn't really pick up too much of the lyrical content, but picked up on the gang chants, which I liked. Picked up on the phrasing of how it was put forward. I liked it. I wasn't turned off by the vocal whatsoever. But it was, I don't know where Hetfield got his influence from, but we hear a lot of thrash metal bands where they sound a bit Hetfieldy. Just tends to be the thing, right? Tends to be the thing. If I'm going to rate this record, I'll give it 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. 6.5. I didn't need the 2-minute instrumental in the middle. Cut that off. But I would actually replace it. Normally I'd say, oh, it's fluff, it's filler. I wouldn't say it was filler. I would say it needed replacing with a 2-minute thrash metal tune. Yeah, 2-minute track, get some vocals on there, flesh it out a bit. That's what I'd say. And I didn't want it to finish off with a 4-minute instrumental. So, you could take that 4-minute instrumental, replace the 2-minute with that, and then add another track on the end. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. A proper track. 2 instrumentals on a 10-track record was too much. Especially when the 2-minute instrumental didn't necessarily amount to much. I didn't think it was worth it. What else have we got? What else can we say? Bassist gets a little bit of a time to shine, which you don't get every once in a while. You know, some bands just completely neglect their bassist. The bassist was audible and had time to shine on this record, which was good. Couple little bass breaks and all that. And yeah, it was a good record. It was a good band. 6.5 is what I'll give it. Points given to the length of the record, right amount of time. The tempo of the record, I like heavy, but not heavy just like down tempo, just ridiculousness. I like heavy in the mid tempo, the chugs, dun 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 dun. And I'll leave that there. No overt shred as well, no like just solo. I mean, there is in the instrumental, which I think sucks, but there's no like shred solo every 5 minutes like you'll get with some bands. Well, I say every 5 minutes, let's call it every 3 minutes, you know? So that's a plus as well. I'm looking forward to moving on with Testament. I think it's an easy listen. I mean, you don't get bored listening through to this, do you? I'm signing out, people. One love. Peace.